All right, all right, all right. We are live, live, live. And this is not Memorex. This is really the one and only. He's next to me. We're going to have so much fun. I can't wait to talk to this guy. Yeah, and I was just telling him, and I know he doesn't believe me, but whenever I've said to people, and I'm like, all right, who do you want to see on Chewing the Fat next? It's always Dances with Dudley. Where's Dances with Dudley? We want to know
Oh,
where Dances with Dudley is. He's
I
here.
right here. Happy to be in the channel and let's bro.
Let's go. Look, let's go. You don't want to waste no time. Let's chew the fat. So, Adafa, there's so much. And I'm going to say this, and I've said this for many years, and I've said this in all the interviews and fellow podcasts that I've been on. You know, they'll always say to me, "Who is your favorite Dudley?" And I'm like, Dances, DW Dudley, because I always thought me and Adolfo started the exact same night against the Steiners, and I was thankful that they said for him to work against the Steiners because I was shitting myself because I didn't want to have to take a Frankensteiner.
was I was so nervous when Paul told me, "Oh, you're working with the Steiners." I was like, "Oh my God, they're gonna stiff me. They're gonna throw me all over the place." But they were the nicest guy ever. Very, very, very. But
that's
man,
that's too funny. But I say like when we through the whole era of the Dudleys that me and you were there, I always thought that you were the absolute best worker, and I thought you were also the funniest member of the
oh,
bunch.
thank you, thank you, thank you. You have to remember, I come from Johnny Rods, so it's one of the greatest wrestling school out there.
Yeah, people don't realize how many um, people came from Johnny Rod's. I mean, a lot of the guys from the ECW locker room at that time came from Johnny Rod's school.
Yes, yes. Yeah, we got Taz, we got Tommy, we have Devon, Huge Morris, Big Vito. A lot of guys come from Johnny.
So,
Of
all right,
course,
let's go back a little bit though. I want to get before you got into to wrestling school. Like, do you remember like around how old you were when you became a wrestling fan?
oh, I've been a wrestling fan all my life. I remember back in Puerto Rico, my father used to take us to watch wrestling, which he was Carlos Colon, Abdullah the
Really?
Butcher, um, Dirty Dutch Mantel. I never forget. He came dressed up as Santa, and he's beating up Carlos Colon, and I'm saying, "Oh my God, Santa is beating Carlos Colon." That was so fun.
How old were you around this time?
I say 10, 12, 13, around there. Yeah, I was a young kid, so I remember having matches in my living room with my brothers and my sister, and we used to use the furniture to make the ring. So we used to put that around the living room, and that was the ring.
That's funny. So, as a young kid, though, like even for me as an adult, seeing Abdul the Butcher just on TV, not even live, scared the living hell out of me.
No, and let me tell you something. After I trained with Johnny Rods for a while, Johnny sent me to Puerto Rico to work Capital Sport Promotion, and I went to the locker room, and I was supposed to work that night. So I'm looking at the list, and I'm saying Albert Muta and Bullet the Butcher. I almost got my back, turn around, and go back. That's how scary I was. So, we work. Of course, he squashed me, but I never, never, never forget that once the referee count 1, 2, 3, he said to me, "Thank you, brother." And I was like, that stayed in my heart forever. I was like, this is Abdullah the Butcher. I'm just nobody. And he thanked
Wow,
me. I was like, wow, you know? But yeah,
amazing. That's amazing.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
what were you like, fresh out of wrestling school, and
Yeah,
you got really?
probably 21, 22. And I went to Puerto Rico. I worked Chicky Star. I worked Abdullah
Okay,
the Butcher. And let me tell you, I was like, wow, you learn a lot. And then from there, I went to Dominican Republic, and I learned a lot there, more to do interviews because I was making very, very little money in Dominican Republic, but I
sure.
went for the interviews, to work in front of the TV, to learn to work with the crowd. And I guess I did good because I worked with Jack Benet. like 3 or 4 times, and he
Okay.
was like Hogan back in Dominican Republic, So that was good.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you remember like was there like a defining moment as you were a fan where you said, "That's it, I want to be a wrestler"?
Probably when I say 23, 24, I went to Rods to the school.
Okay.
And I say, hey, Mr. Johnny, I know you were the super medic and I love your work and I would like to be a professional wrestler. And I remember that he looked at me, he said, you too small. I was a bodybuilder. I was like maybe 170. I was cut up. So I was like, he broke my heart. I was like, oh, no, 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 this is not going to happen.
Ooh.
So I went home. Like for 6 months, I squat, I bench, and I deadlift. I squat, I bench, and I deadlift. And I pull like 30 pounds. So I went back to Johnny. I said, hey, Johnny, you think that, I'm big enough now? You think you can teach me? And he said, okay, I teach you. I teach you. I teach you. Now you're big. I said, thank you. And that's it. That's it. That's all it took, man. But Johnny Roth, he's the greatest, and every time I took a hard bump, I wanted to leave. So I said, I'm leaving, Johnny. I'm not coming back. You be back, Indy. Be back. So like 2, 3 days later, here I am in Gleason's gym.
That's fun. So
I mean, there,
I would say
Diva.
were guys like Taz and Dreamer going? Were they training the same time you were?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
We used to all train together, and a building with no heat. So we were so cold in wintertime. We used to work out with like 2, 3 sweatshirts because we were cold. But
Yeah.
I'm going. We wanted to be professional wrestlers.
Right. Right. That's
Yeah,
funny.
it was funny. Yeah.
So who was your first match?
Uh, my first match, I think it was Rebel. He was in Japan. He was one of the invaders with
Okay.
Quiñones. Took it to
Okay.
Japan. Very, very good worker. And I learned a lot with him. His name was the Rebel. I forgot his real name, but his name was the Rebel. And Johnny Ross used to put me with him a lot, and I learned a lot with him. I worked with Vito. I tagged with Tommy Dreamer. We did a little tag team matches. Let me see. It was always Big Vito and somebody else against me and Tommy. But we had a great time, and we used to travel a lot. And Johnny Rods, back then we didn't have no GPS, so he was okay. Indio, you go straight, and when you see the horses, you make a right. I said, Johnny, the horses are not there. Oh my God, we used to die laughing. Oh, some ducks. I said, Johnny, what happened if it's raining? What happened if it's a bad day and they're not there? Oh my
Oh, that's hysterical. Yeah, it's kind of hard to think like even before the true GPS started, we had MapQuest, and we
gosh.
were like had to find somebody with a printer to print out our directions.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. Good times, good times. So, all right, so I mean, early on, I mean that's like when you went into wrestling school, were your dreams always like, did you want to go all the way, or were you just like
Oh,
thinking, all right, I'm gonna be like a weekend warrior guy?
no, I wanted to go all the way. I remember Johnny got me a tryout for WWF back then, and
Wow. Okay.
I didn't go, and I got so much heat because of that. And he said,
Why didn't
"Ow,
you go?
I'm too short. I'm Latino. They're not gonna look at me." And Johnny's like, "Ow, what are you talking about? Don't kick yourself in." Excuse me by saying this. Don't kick yourself in the balls. Let them do that for you.
Yeah.
But I didn't go because of that, because I'm too short, and I suffered from a lot of depression back then. That's one of the reasons I left ECW. I just got so depressed. But yeah, man, it's a long story.
Damn, dude. So you never had another opportunity to get a
um,
tryout again, or?
I got a lot of heat with Johnny, and yeah, man, yeah,
Wow.
never done that. Should go, but because I'm too short. And then I'm 10, 15 years later. Look at Eddie Guerrero. He's shorter than me,
Yeah.
and he made it. So I should. I don't know. I should have gone.
Now, what year was this about when you like were in wrestling school in your early years? Like, what year did you enter wrestling school?
This is like 25 years ago, maybe more.
No,
Right?
more than that. More than
More,
that.
probably 30 years. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I'm
So
50,
early '90s, probably.
probably in the 90s. Yeah, yeah, long time ago. Yeah.
So you were doing, and what gimmick you started doing the Indian gimmick when?
India, White Wolf. Yeah, that's the game that Johnny gave me, and I was booked almost every weekend with Johnny. We were going to Massachusetts. We were going all over, all over.
Wow.
And then I started working with the Saboldis. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
Yeah, of course. I was going to say, did you ever hook up with them? So I
Yeah.
remember seeing
Yes.
like Tommy and Taz and everybody in the magazines with them.
Yeah. Me and Al Farad. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we were the Suwa party. So we started
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
the Suwa party. That was me and Al Farad. And
Wow.
then we went to Puerto Rico, me and him as a tag team, to work with Sabio Vega. He opened a little company, Hercules, Hercules. I forgot, but it was Hercules. Then it was Sabio Vega, and a few guys. Yeah.
So
Um,
you weren't nervous to go to Puerto? Well, I guess because you're from Puerto Rico, but you
yeah.
weren't nervous to go work in Puerto Rico.
But my gimmick was American Indian, so I never say nothing in Spanish. I remember Hugo Sabino Beach was giving me interviews, and I never say nothing in Spanish because I was an American Indian, and my parents used to go see me and say hello, to me from far, And I was, oh my God, I'm in Puerto Rico. I'm the tag team champ. I cannot say that I'm from Puerto Rico. But that's
Oh,
the way.
that's now. Did you when you were doing that gimmick? Was it anything like what became DW Dudley, or was it
Oh,
like a more serious character?
no, I was working at a sewer party, and one night Taz called me, and he asked me, "Hey, Al, we have a new gimmick, and I think you'd be good at it. Can you come and do a tryout for ECW?" And I was like, "Taz, this is Al. Are you sure you're talking to the right guy? Yeah, brother, come down." And so I went down, and I did a tryout with the Steiners, and I think the Pitbulls, the Steiners and Pitbull. I don't remember.
Okay.
I go back to the locker room. I'm getting ready to leave, and then the show finished, and I remember Paul Heyman standing up and say, "Okay, guys, I want to say welcome to Dances with Dudleys." And I was like, "Who's Dances with Dudleys?" We didn't talk about the name or anything. He just gave me Dances with Dudleys, and I was like, "Who's Dances with Dudleys?" And it was me. So I remember all the boys standing up and clapping, and that made me feel good. I was like, "Wow."
All right. So wait a minute. So Taz calls you,
Yes,
tells you to come for a tryout.
yes.
Doesn't even tell you about the Dudley gimmick or anything.
No name. He told me just, he explained the gimmick a little bit, but he
Okay.
did not say it a name. He told me just put your headdress and be an Indian. I said, okay. So that's what I did, and that's it. I guess they liked me, and that's it. I was part of ECW. It was me, Dudley,
Yeah, it was. Yeah, me, you, Dudley,
and Big Dick.
Big Dick, and that was it at the time.
Bubba Ray came later.
Yes, and
Yes,
then Sign Guy and
yes.
yeah,
And Devon.
wow, yeah, and
Long
then
time
Spike.
ago. A long time.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so it's kind of the same. Like, did they ever like really? So they didn't really ever talk much to you either.
No. And then one night they gave me the mic. Here, say something. I was like, what? 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indian. And then he was like, this is great. You freaking great. And then he used to give me the mic and yeah. And I'm like, what did you want me to say? He said, whatever you want. So, that's what I used to comment all these crazy things. Yeah, man. I guess he
So
believed.
the whole thing just like happened organically, and you just
Just like,
on the fly created it.
yeah. I remember one night, he said, "Oh, Al, I want you to do an interview with Rey Mysterio." I was like, "Rey Mysterio? Holy cow! What do you want?" Whatever you want. So I just came in. Hey, somebody that speaks Spanish just like me. That's, I don't know if it.
Oh,
I mean, I used to have a great time. I mean, I was like, wow, I love being here. You know?
yeah, yeah. It was really so much fun. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
now, did you know like everything that was going on with ECW? Were you a fan of
yeah,
did,
yeah. I was a bouncer, and so before I went to ECW, we used to watch it. I'm like, oh man, one day I want to be there. Maybe I could do it. Maybe I can make it in this company. And then I made it. I was like, wow.
so you never did you ever think about reaching out to Taz or Tommy or no?
Oh no, I just feel bad. I mean, like I say before, I was suffering for a lot of depression, and what happened with me and New Jack that even brought me even down. So I just left, and I know it was horrible, and I want to say I'm sorry, guys, and but I was suffering from depression, and it was pretty bad. But I'm good now, and I'm good, man. That's the past.
Was it like things in the wrestling business that was sparking it, or real life, or
No, things in life, and just personal stuff, and
sure,
I press and it sucks, man. I should have never done that, because even when I went to Japan, I got heat with Paul, because he told me, Al, I'm pushing the Dudleys, don't go. I say, but Paul, this is all the boys' dream, to go to Japan. Please let me go. I'd come back.
right,
And when I came back, before I left, I think I worked with the headhunters. Me and Bubba, we work headhunters.
right,
The gimmick was that I got hurt because I was going to go to Japan for, I think, a month. So Paulie put in the script that I got hurt,
right,
I
right,
there. But remember, they did like 2 or 3 moonsault on me, so I was hurt.
yeah,
And then when I came back, I just didn't like how he was using me. And I said, Paul, I'm in the greatest shape of my life. I want to work. I
yeah.
said, yeah, I'm going to put you to work. I'm going to put you to work. And that's it. So I think that's one of the things that gets me a little upset. And I just say, you know what? I'm leaving. And I left. It was a big
Mhm.
mistake. I left, but you make mistakes in life.
Did you let's just rewind just a little bit. Did you know Bubba before he came in?
I worked with him in Long Island. I think maybe once or twice. I worked against him. I was
Okay.
white. He was Mondo.
Mongo, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But that was very many years ago. So I already knew him, but I mean, we were not friends or nothing. We just know each other from the business.
Right. Now, when he came in and then Devon came in, did Paul or Tommy or Taz or anybody say, "Hey, we're bringing them in"? Like, I was so far out of the loop on everything.
Oh, okay. No, I remember Taz called me again and he said, Al, let me ask you a question. How's Devon? He's good. I said, yeah, he's very, very good. I mean, I work with him a lot in Gleason. He's awesome. And well, a few weeks later, they brought him in.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not saying because of me, but Taz
Right.
asked, wow, what do you think about Devon? You think he's ready? I said, yeah, man, he's ready to go.
Wow. I mean that's right there. I mean, it just shows, Taz. First off, Taz called you and asked you to come in, so he had respect enough for you right
Yeah.
there. And then he's asking you your opinion of Devon.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, so he had a lot of respect for you.
Yeah, yeah. Like I say, we work in Puerto Rico. It was him and Kevin Sullivan against me and one of the guys from Puerto Rico, and I'm saying, oh shit, they're gonna throw me all over the place. They're gonna hurt me. But like you heard Kevin Sullivan, you heard yes, oh my god, they're gonna suplex me all over the place. But no, no. Yeah.
Wow. So okay, so the Dudley thing starts going, and we were like, you know, the comedy, for the
Yeah.
longest time. Um, you were when you were in the wheelchair with that gimmick. Was that when you came back then?
No, that was a few days before I went to Japan.
Okay,
But
okay.
yeah, yeah.
So all right, well then let's get into the big question that everybody always asks is the whole New Jack thing. And actually, I kept trying to remember, like, I don't remember being there. And then last night I started like searching around and I was able to find, which is weird because I always went to the Jim Thorpe shows, but for some reason I did not go to that show. So it was probably because I had to work or something.
Uh,
But so I was not there. So
I,
what actually happened? I mean, it was,
it was me and I think it was Dudley.
yes.
We work, and I remember we didn't even talk about the finish or anything, and I just felt this guy was a little crazy, like he punched Dudley in the eye. So he comes running. He's like, "This guy's crazy." I'm like, "Oh shit!" So I go in. We lock on. I felt him stiff, so I'm like, "Yo, relax, man. We're working." And he went crazy, and I'm like, "Oh no, no, no! I'm not gonna let you, look me, did I look
Yeah.
bad?" So I wrestled him a little bit, and I guess he didn't like that. So he said, "Let's go home." So he picked me up, put me in the middle ring, and I think he got on the third rope, and he came with a splash or something, and 1, 2, 3. For me, it was over. That's it. It's done.
Yeah.
So Dudley goes first, and I go second, and he was waiting for me right there, and he hit me with a stick. So, I mean, he cannot see it. So he cut me pretty bad, but I just went down. I grabbed him by the leg. I got on top of him, and I started punching him, punching him, punching him. And it's funny because Conan was there. I think Steve Austin was there.
Okay.
Few guys. So and then I started losing so much blood. I just started to pass out. So Taz got in the middle, and Tommy grabbed me, and he took me to the hospital. And I'll never forget that. And I always thank you, Tommy, for doing that for me. He took me to the hospital, and they stitched me up, and that's it, man. And I remember next day we were doing TV. So I was doing something with Sandman, and I told Sandman, I'm pretty cut in my head. Just try not to hit my head. And he did, he didn't touch my head. He worked with me. I never had any problem with nobody, and I work a lot of guys. And I
Wow.
remember Conan coming to me with a knife, like a 6 inches knife. He said, "Here, take this and take care of him." I say, "I can't, brother. I got two little girls at home.
Right.
My girls were little, so I know if I would have done something like that, I would have been in jail. But I don't know. A few weeks back, he came back to me and he apologized. I said, "Don't worry about it. And that's it. I don't. I mean, I'm not gonna say nothing bad about the guy. He's dead, so it's no reason for me to talk bad about the guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. The crazy thing is, like, first off, I mean, he came and apologized.
Yeah.
Like, I always look. I mean, New Jack was crazy. Everybody knows that. Like, but I always thought, for the most part, New Jack was a good guy deep down.
Like I say, I never work with him again. And after we talk like for 2 minutes, that's it. I just stay away, and I never trust a guy.
Right. Yeah. Well. Yeah. 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 So after that, so you said you got very depressed after that.
Yeah.
Did did
After
that,
that, they keep calling me from Japan with Big Japan, which is Kendo Nagasaki, and I went there 3 times, and then from
okay.
there, England with team. Uh, I forgot the promoter's name, but it was me and Julio
Okay.
Larra. So we work in England. I did like 4 tours, and it was cool because we were working like twice a day. It was crazy. I met Chris Chavez,
Uh
Tatanka.
huh.
I worked with him over there too. Real nice guy. I worked Earthquake.
Okay.
Yeah, he was there too. So I kept busy.
Did they know like your whole ECW connection as you were doing all that stuff over
Yeah,
there, or
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep. But
so after that, like when you come back, well, let's while you're overdoing those tours, did you want to come back to ECW?
I did. Yeah, I did. But and then I saw that they were using Bubba and Devon very well. So I said, "Nah, there's no room for me in there anymore." So but I did. I did want to come back and apologize, and I thought maybe they would give me a chance, but it was over.
You never. talk to Paul or Taz or anybody about it? Or
No, I never did that, and I should have. Maybe they would have. I don't know, used me a different way, but God, God does things His way. I guess I
yeah,
got Mike Dudley and Devon, and there was no room for me anymore.
wow. Did you just stop showing up, or did you tell them you were done, or?
No, I just stopped showing up, and I remember Taz called me, say, "What happened, Al? What happened? And then I started answering the phone. I'm like, I don't want to work with these people no more. Big
Wow.
mistake, but
I stopped showing up, and
I'm,
Taz calls and threatens me.
oh no, he didn't threaten me. He just said, what's out, But hey,
But so when you left, though, you you would go on the indie scene, but were you doing the Dudley gimmick on the indies at all?
no, I was doing Chucky, the Killer Doll,
Oh, okay.
and uh, and then from there I did La Raza again with Julio Torres. I don't know if you know him. And then from there we went to England, and he stayed over there. So every time there was room for me, I used to go to England
Hmm.
with Brian Dixon. That's the promoter, Brian Dixon.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever heard of him,
No.
Brian Dixon. Yeah, yeah.
So when you leave, um, I mean, let's face it, like ECW at that point in that era, in my opinion, is kind of like the peak, that 95, 96 era.
Yes.
Um, everybody's got to know when you're going to these shows or all around, they got to know who you are,
Yeah.
that you're on TV for the last year.
Yeah.
Um, was it tough for you to like kind of put that behind you and go on to something different?
A little bit, but I kind of put it all behind me and just move forward. And my dream was that maybe I would get picked up with with bands this time. And now they know me, so maybe now they will give me a different chance than me just going there from the scratch and say, "Hi, I'm here, Johnny Ross."
Right.
But it didn't happen, and I'm kind of glad it didn't happen because hey, I'm 59 years old. I'm still here. A lot of the guys that I work with, they're not around anymore, and
You're 59?
I'm 59. Yes, I'm glad I'm here.
Hey
And
man, you look great, Al.
thank you. I have a little grandkid, and I love him. And it's awesome. Yeah.
Did you ever as you continued on in the business, did you ever get a call from anybody, like from Taz or any of them, just to check on you, see how you were? Or did you ever think
No,
about calling?
no,
No. Did you ever think about calling them and saying, "Hey, is there any
no,
spots open?"
no. I was, like I say, I was doing a little independent. I was pretty booked. And then one day that's it, no more. You know, I was getting calls, and you want to work in Jersey, you want to work here, you want to do that. And lately, I just get called for this to do this, and I have to tell you, you're the first one that I say yes. But it's been years calling me.
The funny thing is, like me and Al, it's funny. Like me and Al will talk. Um, we'll have at least one call a year, and we'll
Yeah.
send messages here and there.
Oh,
And usually it's me because people will come to me and they'll be like, "We want to interview Al. We want to interview," and I'll be like, "Hey, this person wants to interview you," and he's like, "I don't know." He's like, "You do all these interviews." He's like, "Maybe I should do some." He goes, and just the other night we were talking, and he goes, "As a matter of fact, let's do your show. You're going to be the first one."
yeah, man. We always like each other. We always talk, and
Do you remember, as a matter of fact, the first time we did Jim Thorpe together, your car, the headlights went out, and you followed me back with no headlights from up in Jim Thorpe all the way back down to the Travel Lodge. I got you with no headlights.
it wasn't you and Tony.
It was me and my buddy Frank.
Oh, okay. Because I think something like that happened with me. But I followed Tony Atlas. He was follow me, follow. He was working with Jumping Jim Brunzell. You know the
Yeah.
yeah. He said, follow me, brother. I said, remember? I don't remember with you that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, I
That's
don't
funny.
remember that. Holy cow!
That's
But
funny.
yeah. I've been
Wow.
around. I did Japan. I even worked Kendo Nagasaki again. He was the main guy, and they put me to work with him. I worked Sabu like 5 or 6 times.
Wow.
Dr. Wagner, he's very famous in Japan, in Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was fun. Oh, Tahiri.
Oh yeah, Tajiri?
Yeah. He used to
Yeah.
he went to Tokyo. We used to buy stuff. It was good.
That's funny.
I love Japan. But
Did
man,
did you did you have any regrets though? Like that maybe you should have stuck like when you see like our old gimmick is rising in ECW and Bubba and Devon took it to a whole nother level. And
yeah.
then they go to Vince. Did you ever think like shit, maybe I should just held out a little longer?
Oh yes. Between you and me, man, I cried many nights. I say, I should have never left. I should have stayed there. I mean, I'm definitely would have a chance, but I made a mistake. But that's the past, and I'm not gonna keep living with that. But it was hard, very hard.
Do you think like this is me from my own personal thing? Like when I went into the business, I never because like you said because of size because I'm short I'm like 5'9", 5'10" on a good day. Like I never thought Vince and WWF WWE was ever in my sights.
Yeah,
But I thought maybe WCW.
yeah,
But like after the ECW run, I said to myself, if I would have ended up full time on the road, I would have ended up dead because I would have got mixed up partying like
yeah.
crazy. And yeah, I mean, it's a scary side that it sounds like fun and it's fun on a part time basis, but full time, I
Yeah.
understand why we've lost so many of our brothers and sisters.
It's so funny that you say that, but that was one of the biggest thing in my head. I say, you know what? If I would have make it with Vince, I would have been dead because I'm only 5'8". I mean, I would have been on the juice the whole year round just to look big, to stay big.
Right, right.
So I always thank God that I didn't make it that big,
Yeah.
to the whole year. Back then everybody was 6'1", 6'2", 6. You know, so
It's crazier too. Like just recently, remember Stevie Richards?
yes,
He
very,
put out a video recently talking about like his first few years working for Vince, and he did the money breakdown, and he was saying his contract was for 75,000 a year, so he would get his paycheck each week was like $1,442, and
wow,
then he gave you because you're responsible for hotel rentals, gas, and all that. So he did the breakdown, and at the end of each week, he was clearing like $500.
wow.
So
That's
it's kind of scary when you think about it.
Yeah, and they were using him pretty good. I mean, he got
Yeah,
paid. They were using him.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
So okay, so you enter the independent world again full time. You start doing all these tours and all that stuff. Um, how long did you stay in the business for?
Oh, after I left ECW, I say I stayed in the business like 4 or 5 years, like doing independent shows and traveling Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, all these places. And then I say, you know what? I'm getting too old for this. Right now, I have 2 knee replacement. Uh, I'm bone to bone. I mean, I still work out. You could tell, right? I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
I still go to the gym every day, but right now I need a shoulder replacement. So I'm all beat up. But
Do you do you miss it?
getting in the ring, let me
Yeah,
tell you, I love working with eliminators. I love that the Eliminators, the Pitbulls, all those guys. I was like, holy shit, I can't believe I'm working with these guys, And,
Yeah.
me enough for me to pick them up and give them a body slam or drop kick, whatever it was. But you're not going to trust anybody to do that to you. You have to trust that person. So I always felt good about that,
Right.
But yeah, I miss it a lot, brother. I miss it. But right now, I do magic show for kids. I've been doing that for 20 years. I'm an entertainer. I'm a magician. And it's a great feeling to stand 30, 40, 50 kids and make them laugh. And I have a rabbit and I have a dove. And
That's so funny.
yeah.
So, I mean, that's a whole nother world of entertainment.
Another world.
Is it fun to entertain and not have to beat on your body?
Yes. And I make probably double the money, It's fun. It's fun. I mean, I remember when I was a big boy and I used to go to the houses with my trunk and my rabbit. And did we owe you any money? What are you here for? I'm the magician. I was like the hitman or something. I was there to collect money. I'm like, oh, I'm the magician.
Oh, that's so funny. Can you imagine doing a magician gimmick as a worker? I don't think that's been done.
Matter of fact, somebody from Johnny Rod's.
Really?
With a white face and pull a magic wand and a dove, I think. I forgot his name. But yeah, check it out.
Really? Okay.
WWF, yeah. He didn't last for too long, but yeah. I remember training with him. And he went with Vince. Yeah. But then after that, I never saw him again.
So somebody just, the first and last hit show, they just said Phantasms.
Yes, guy. Yeah.
Del Rios.
Del Rios. Yes. That's the guy. I'm talking to you 30, 35 years ago,
That's funny.
That's
So
cool.
did you ever want to get into the other end of the business, training, the young talent or
I thought about it.
Booking, promoting?
You know what I'm thinking about lately? I would like to do commentator in Spanish or even English. I mean, I thought about that, but that's another field for me to hit,
That's the one thing I hate to do. I could talk here and do this, but doing commentating, I guess I can do commentating, but I can't do play-by-play.
Oh, I would love to try it. I definitely would like to try it. Who knows? Maybe I call Vince and say, listen, you need arriba.
That's are you in touch with anybody? Any of the boys still? Or?
Oh no. I mean I know Hugo Sabinovich from Puerto Rico, but I think he's in Mexico right now. He's doing commentator in Mexico. You know Hugo, right?
I don't think so. No.
He was with Vince. Hugo Sabinovich. He was a Capital Sport Promotion. He was always a commentator.
Really? Okay.
When he was a little younger. Check him out.
I'm sure if I see him, yeah.
And in the Spanish table, he was always there. Hugo Sabinovich.
The Spanish announcing table that everybody always went through.
Yeah.
The only reason I had the table out there, now they just go right through the main table. So now, when I left ECW, kind of same way, I just stopped showing up. But I left in '96 after Spike came in, and you were already gone.
Yeah, I was gone.
Yeah. I was very, at that point, I was very angry and bitter at the business. And, I did a few shots here and there and had my thing. And I kind of walked away from the business for a few years.
Yeah.
And then I came back and I started promoting for a few years again. And then once I shut the doors of my promotion in 2002, from 2002 up until recently, I really stopped watching wrestling for 20 years. I don't know, so many people. Have you watch it still? Did you stop watching?
Yeah, I stopped watching. I don't know the new generation. I mean, when AEW came on TV, I started watching a little bit, and then I'm like, I can't watch this. I used to only watch Kenny Omega.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's an awesome worker, and
Yeah.
and guys. And then I say, this is not what I love, so I start watching it. But
Is it hard to watch though? Like
yeah,
when I watch, it's like at times I just like I want to get the fuck back in there. Like
oh no, I'm too old. You're much younger than me, but
I'm not much younger. I got a lot more grays than you.
I got a little bit on the
Yeah,
side.
you got a little bit. Do you see this? And I'm 5 years younger than you.
Oh, wow. You look great. You look great, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, man. I just want to say to ECW and for all the boys, I'm sorry for leaving, and that's the only thing I can say,
Have
But
you talked with? No, you knew Devon from before his Dudley
yeah,
days. Have you talked
Johnny.
to Devon at all? Have you talked
Oh
to Bubba?
no, not at all. No, no,
No Taz or Dreamer through
no.
the years?
I did a show at National Grid Park in Coney Island. I remember Tito was there, a few guys, and Tommy was there. And I went to him and I shake his hand. I say, "Listen, I just want to say thank you for taking me to the hospital. I will never forget that." He said, "Don't worry, Al. That's the past, and that's it. We didn't talk because I think he was gonna wrestle next or something like that. But
Yeah, I'll tell you what, like I've run into Tommy probably the most out of all of them through the years. The occasional show I would pop up at in Philly or whatever or convention, and I would always run into Tommy. I probably ran into him about a half dozen times over about 10-year period, and he always made a point to come to me, shook my hand, gave me a hug. Chubby, how are you? Good to see you.
yeah,
Um,
Tommy, guy, he's always
yeah,
very, very, very nice person since the day I met him.
yeah,
But
that's wild.
it is what it is.
I'm gonna run through some questions and comments here. Let me see. Wayne Hackney Jr. He said, "I'd rather take a Frankensteiner than a Doomsday." All right, let's see what this one is. Razor J Edge. Hey, Shelby, way excited for this interview. Please ask DW about the New Jack fight. We talked about that. Spike was short, and that didn't stop him.
That's
That was
true.
probably about when you. Yeah,
But,
I did you
but
have you ever met Spike?
no, I'm sorry. He say
Have you
I.
have you
He,
ever met Spike?
you heard me?
No, say it again.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, he said I say Spike was 100 pounds lighter than me.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
told him. I will never take bumps like that.
Did you ever meet Spike?
No, I never met him. No. I would like
Dude,
to
he
meet.
was, yeah, I mean, very, I mean, tiny guy.
Yeah.
That was like the breaking point for me. When he came in, I was like, wait a minute. And I'm talking to this guy, and then he was like, oh, yeah, I'm from California. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. They flew this guy from California, got to put him in a hotel and all this money being spent. And I live 15 minutes from the arena.
Wow.
Like, I was like, all right, I see the writing on the wall. But whatever. It was whatever, like you said, God's will was meant to be, and that was what it was meant to
Yeah.
be. And I am totally happy for all of them, and I'm very proud of what they all accomplished.
Yeah.
Let's see. Robert Gokenauer, hopefully not too late. You're not late. You came in early on the show. All right. First and last hit show. What's up, guys? Hey, DW. Is Bubba Ray a nice guy off camera, or is he an asshole like everybody says he is? And also,
No.
who is your favorite Dudley to work with? Faye, this also applies to you.
No comment.
I'll comment because I don't give a fuck. It's funny. Like I've seen both sides of Bubba like that.
Yeah.
But I always felt Bubba, and I'll say this about Big Dick too. I always felt they acted like true brothers to us, or to
Yeah.
me at least.
Yeah.
And I felt like we were like a little family, and we looked out for one another, especially like back at the Travelodge and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I've seen from both of them, people on the outside that they didn't like, or like people tried to disrespect them, and I saw the
Oh,
asshole come out.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I never had any heat with Bubba or Big Dick.
Mm-mm.
Big
Okay.
Dick is from Johnny Rods. Also, he was from Johnny Rods. So,
Okay. Okay. Now, did you
I
know? Did you know Alex back in
yeah,
those days too? Okay.
Johnny Rods trained him and
Wow.
Taz guys. But no, I never had any heat with Bubba or nobody. Like I said, the only person I had heat was with New Jack, and that's it. But I used to work with everybody with no problem.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Did anybody ever say anything to you about the New Jack thing afterwards? Did Paul or Dreamer or anybody?
Well, I think Paul suspended him for few weeks. Remember after the incident with me?
Really?
Yeah, he suspended the gangsters. I remember, and then that bothers me too. And then like a few weeks later, back, I'm like, this guy almost killed me, and you're gonna have him here, you know? So that was one
Right.
of the things that bothered me too. But I mean, I'm not being a crybaby, nothing like that. But this guy almost killed me, you know?
Right.
But anyway,
Wow. All right. Let's see. Tom Mishnick in the house. I don't know if you remember Tom. Tom was the guy. He was always in the front row behind the timekeeper's table, but he was the guy who
the
was
hat.
not the hat guy. He was the guy that was responsible for the CyberSlam conventions.
Okay.
So, but he mentions a little Snot, and yeah, you never met Snot because
Oh
Snot
no.
was gone, and that's how we ended up coming in. That spot opened up.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. I think, Dudley got hit with Paul, and Paul let him go, and that's when Bubba Ray came in.
See, I didn't even know that. I honestly thought that they brought Bubba Ray in and figured they would cut the expense of bringing Jeff up from Florida.
I guess I don't know,
I mean,
but
that was my own thinking.
that's what Dudley told me, that he had heat with Paul, and Paul let him go, and I'm like, oh shit, who am I gonna tag with now? And that's when they brought Bubba, and me and Bubba talked great. I mean, we did many
Yeah.
matches.
So did you talk to Jeff after he left at all, or
We did something in New York many years later. The Dudleys and at the Elks on Queens Boulevard. I don't know if
okay?
yeah, you went there. ECW went there a lot. Remember the Elks?
I never, you know what? I never went to the New York shows.
Oh, it was on Queens Boulevard.
Yeah.
Oh, one of my friends did a show, and he asked me if I wanted to work. I said, okay, I can work light. I'm not gonna do crazy stuff. So he bought Dudley, and it was Dudley and me. You know, it was
Wow,
good. Yeah, say hello, and but that's many years ago.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
GM Spectre, oh, awesome. Always a fan of the classic Dudleys.
Thank you.
Dudley, Snot Dudley, Big Dick Dudley, Chubby Dudley, Sign Guy Dudley, then Bubba Ray Dudley came in October 1995.
Wow.
Nick Constanti. Yeah, it was like a steamroller.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's funny actually. I was with my daughter earlier, and she said to me, she said, "You should like start doing a gimmick, like go in and put a costume on, like an old man, and be Daddy Dudley, and start doing videos and putting videos out."
Sounds good. That sounds good. If you both
uh,
do it now, right? But
D-
well, it looks like my
DW.
9. I didn't try on. What an idiot I am.
Ah,
Got one
uh,
line.
oh boy. All right, let me run through these real quick. DW's promos always cracked me up. They always
Yeah,
crack me up too, still to this
everywhere
day.
everywhere I go, people, oh my god, what a promo. That was
The
so fun.
funniest promos ever.
Huh?
The funniest promos ever.
I like the one with the wheelchair. Remember, Bubba was behind me with a coin.
With the quarters.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna take care of my family? Oh my kids. And he dropped the quarter, and I get up from the wheelchair, and I pick up the quarter, I put it in my pocket, and keep going. Oh my god, how am I gonna do it? He was the funniest, you know.
I remember when we were doing those promos in the Travel Lodge, trying not to break character and just
I know.
I was roaring.
Always
I was
back.
inside hysterical.
Yeah, yeah. And that was no practice. It was just me.
Just off the.
Yeah, just me. Paul said, "Here, talk." I said, "Okay."
That's amazing.
Accent, I don't know.
It's funny too, coming from Paul, a guy who's known for his promos and all that stuff,
Yeah,
and knowing what to say. You just stay in here, talk.
yeah, yeah. You haven't.
I thought honestly he like gave you direction.
Yeah, no. I asked him, "What do you want me to say?" Whatever you want. I said, "Okay."
Sean Blake, great interview, guys.
Yeah.
When it
Thank.
became Devon, Dudley, Bubba Ray, Big Dick Sign Guy in '97, that's when the Dudley Boys starting to show up at Tag Team Prowess in ECW. Yeah. Did you happen to watch any of that stuff, like when you were seeing the whole change of the Dudleys?
I think when I came from Japan, I put the ECW channel and I'm watching Devon and Bubba. I'm like, wait a second, what happened with me? That's my spot. But Paul telling me, "Al, please don't go. I'm pushing the Dudleys, And that's I left, so he took Devon,
All right.
It's a pass.
Yeah, exactly. It's not only gone August '95. Yes. Originally, the Dudleys were built from the hills of Charleston, Pennsylvania. Well, that's where the whole Hanson brothers from
Yes.
Slapshot were from. So yeah.
Yep. But it was fun.
Let's see. What's this one? Official Wrestling Museum. What's up there, Dino? Hello. How are you guys doing? Would you have any ring-worn gear you'd be willing to part with? Love to add something of yours. I actually gave them my last pair of ring-worn glasses.
Right now, I sold my jacket from Japan from Riviera Steakhouse. I think I have one more, and I have my boots. They're still in one of my closet. But I don't think I would never sell that. Not the boots, maybe the jacket, but not the boots. But 10% of the battery remaining. So
we're gonna lose them, guys. I'm gonna run through these before we try to hang on until we lose them. Joey Styles mentioned Tonka at the DW got power bombed by the Pitbulls at Gangster Paradise '95.
Yeah.
Never knew about the Chucky stuff, but I can totally see it.
Yeah, check it out. Chucky.
That's funny.
I love the gimmick. I love it. They're like, "Al, I don't want you to do that. You're a hell of a worker. Why do you want to do that?" I'm like, "I'm a funny guy. I used to make with balloons, walk the aisle making animal balloons, give it to the kid. But before they grab it, I used to pop them and laugh."
Let's see. The roster time, Amazing 95, Al Smo, Mormon Smiley, Tully Blanchard, Heavenly Bodies, making appearances at the ECW roster. 96, Johnny Smith, Steve Williams, Kendo Nagasaki, Jericho, many others. Steiners. Trying to see if there's any questions in these comments. 3 on the shoulder, rotating off dances with Cam. Bunch of comments about Fantastic, Spellbinder, Spellbinder. There you go. Favorite memory on the Indies?
Oh, favorite memories on the Indies. I work Manny Fernandez in New Jersey.
Ooh.
I was always so not afraid, but like a lot of respect. Like I was like, "Oh my God, this guy's a monster." I work with him. He treat me like a baby. He didn't hurt me, nothing.
Manny was. I worked some shows with him. Didn't work him, but he was booking for this guy in Jersey, and
but a big guy, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, kill me," But no,
big guy, little crazy. But if he respected you, you were good. You were golden.
He asked me, "Who trained you?" I said, "Johnny Rods." He said, "Oh, okay." So
nice. Do you still keep in touch with Dancing Wolf? He used to wrestle in the late '90s in Louisiana.
Who? Oh,
Dancing Wolf?
Alex, yeah. I work with him in Puerto Rico as a tag team, and we work together with the Saboldi.
Okay.
And that's where I did. Taz was there, Tommy, oldest guy, Odyssey, the guy with the surfer.
Ray Odyssey.
Ray Odyssey, he was there.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna lose you soon, brother.
Yeah, Adolfo, we're good. I'm gonna thank you right now. Yo, I fucking love you, bro. Thank you so much for doing this.
We do this again. Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
we're gonna do it again. We're gonna have a Dudley reunion at some point, somehow.
Let me know.
Take care, brother. Absolutely.
Have a good one.
Go charge your phone. We'll talk soon.
Take care, brother.
All right, you too. All right, there he goes, the one and only Dances with Dudley. I fucking love that guy, Adolfo. It's funny hearing the stories, the backstory of his wrestling career, the New Jack. I can't tell you how many times I've been asked to do this interview, naturally because people want to hear what happened with New Jack. But there you go, there it is, Adolfo. Maybe he'll do some more interviews at some point. He said he'll come back on here for sure. Maybe eventually I will slowly get the Dudleys on here and maybe get a reunion of some sort going. Who knows? We will see. But great show, new tag team form, Dances with Cake. There you go. Now you just need to make the song, Dances with Cake. On that note, guys, hey, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for all the questions and comments. Please, if you have not, go down below and hit that subscribe button. Please, please, please. And also, too, in the description, I have a petition going. I need 1,000 signatures on this petition. Please sign it and share it and help me get this banner raised at the 2300 Arena. I am working on something huge, something big. Announcements are coming soon, but I need 1,000 signatures on this petition. It's imperative, important, and I demand you please to sign the petition. GM Spectre, dropping a comment. That's a new name, GM Spectre. Haven't seen you on here before. Awesome interview. Thank you so much. I always wonder what happened to him. It's good to hear he's doing good. Yo, I'll tell you what. He looks phenomenal. I can't believe he's 59 years old. He's, happy, so happy in life. He's doing great, doing tremendous. Every time I talk to him, he always brings up about doing the magic show for the kids, how much fun he has, and he loves it. And God bless him. He found his calling in life, and he's happy, and it's all good. It's all things worked out in life the way they were meant to be. Bubba, Devon, Spike were meant to go off and do their thing, and people like myself and DW and even Lou D'Angelo, sign guy Dudley, has a tremendous career. He did a lot of work for WWE behind the scenes, but he has a tremendous career in the world of marketing and stuff. So, things happened for all of us for a reason, and it worked out for the best for all of us. And, no complaints at all. Jeremy, thanks, my brother. This is a great interview. Imperial Spy, will we see Jay Sully back on your channel? Also love seeing people like yourself introducing Eastern Championship Wrestling and TWA to the current audience. Huge TWA announcement in the very near future. Please, if you have not, I mean it, go sign that petition below. It's about the TWA and the banner. And I want to get Jay Sully back on here. I actually was in Philly last week for a few days. I was part of the ECWA reunion show in Delaware. And on one of the days I was up there, I actually stopped at my buddy, the one and only Mr. Stevie Wonderful's restaurant in Manioc, Pennsylvania, La Roca. Amazing Mexican restaurant. And I had an absolute fucking blast hanging out with Stevie for the day. It was so much fun. And we talked about a lot of stuff. And I would love to get Stevie back on here. I'd love to get him and Jay back on here together. And there's going to be a lot of fun things happening with this channel. But, come on. Let's make this all happen. And like I said, a lot of TWA stuff about to happen as well. So, Jeremy, be nice to get all the W's together for one big podcast. Yeah, it would be. It'd be very nice. Be nice to get us all together for a signing too. That would be even better. So how about that? And Chuck Scum, is it Scum? Chuck Scum. Is that a shoot name or is that a gimmick name? Nice to finally catch one of these live. I'm usually at work when you do these interviews. Usually I do them on Sunday nights, but I was actually working last night, so that's why I did tonight. And I don't know who will be next. We will see. As soon as I know, everybody else will know. And, maybe Sunday night we'll have another one or next Monday. Just stay tuned. Make sure you follow me, subscribe to the channel, and also go on my Facebook page at Chubby Dudley Official and subscribe there. And stay up to tune with all the news on the channel, all the stuff I'm working on. That will be announced soon. And sign the petition. Sign the petition, please. On that note, hey, cheers to everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. And I'll talk to you soon. Oh, by the way, let's get it.